Do you know what I like? The Watkins Glen. That's what I like. I think everyone's in agreement with that. Aren't we? Do you like the boot? I like the boot. I think you like the boot. Welcome to the Predator series here on Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. We are just about to get started here with the Glen 42. What we've titled the Glen 42. We've had the qualifying results. Let's get them. Oh, no, we do not have the qualifying results. My bad. I am so sorry. But what I do have is a wild Craig King. Craig, where are you today? Are you in the blasted heat as I am?
The heat. I have an ice cold drink of orange juice, or orange squash as I like to call it, because I pour it in. It's concentrated and I pour it into water. We have this debate every time I talk about it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Predator series. It is round 4 of 5. The Glen 42, as Rob has told you, 51 Celsius track temp. Wow, that's as hot as my room right now. And unfortunately, due to the fact that I have to keep everything shut so no one can hear me obliterating the microphone, I have all the doors shut. So the only people that can hear me is the poor people outside because the window's open. But enough about me, Rob. Let's talk about this, because what is it about Watkins Glen? There's something about Watkins Glen that really just, I don't know what it is. It's an amazing track. I just don't know what it is. And we have the crazy trio today. The Mazdas, the TCRs, the Radicals. Who can stop the dominance that is the Mazdas? I mean, they're going to get a 6-minute head start to the Audi TCRs and a 19/20-minute head start to the Radicals.
Yeah, but you also have to remember they are a lot slower. The pace car is off, and look, there's a few Mazdas. Look, there's the Mazdas. Off they go. What? Where are the Mazdas? There they are.
There they are. It takes a while to see the Mazdas, being that everyone's at the back. Remember the head start rules for everybody. I will do my best to keep up with this, because there's also a full pace lap around here, so we do get a little bit of time to just pay attention to what's going on. Championship standings at the moment, John Lang is dominating with it, and I'm pretty sure if he wins today, that might be all she wrote. 295 points. Ross Banfield 258. But wait a moment, Ross is in a different class than John. What are you on about, Craig? Well, that is the way the Radical series goes. 295 for Lang, 258 for Banfield. Robert Gamble, 257 in the TCR, and then Trevor Wawowski following at win, 251. Nick Kuhn and Robert Covey, 250, and Gavin Barber, 249. It is so close in this series. It's fantastic. Are you having fun there with your with the Porsche car there?
Maybe. I'm also happy in the fact they don't have to take the bus stop.
I think that's going to actually open up a lot of racing today. They realised people a little bit. I think I myself was thinking, 20 minutes. That's a big gap between the Radicals and the Mazdas, and of course we know about the speed. But then I realised they don't have to deal with a bus stop, so that means traffic is going to be a little less complicated here. So that should help us. And by the way, if you have never watched a Raidillon TV broadcast around Watkins Glen, let me tell you about the free Amigos while we're just getting ready, because everyone knows the 90, the exit, the back straight, the loop, the chute, the toe, the boot, the hill. And then you got the final 3 corners, the corner that comes back onto the NASCAR track, the penultimate corner, that little kink, and then the final corner. Well, we kind of created a name for them. It's the Free Amigos. So looking forward to getting that out there. And also, Raidillon TV has always done chaotic Watkins Glen races. You have been warned.
Oh yeah. Well, remember that time that we had the Huskenbell GT challenge, where
narrowed down.
Yeah,
Narrowed down. There's been 2 big accidents.
Yeah, Eduardo Watara, who actually liked one of our pictures, by the way. He actually did the crying laughing emoji at the footage. It was either tears of joy or tears of sorrow, because you can take it both ways. It's like, oh yeah, tears of joy because, hey, I managed to have a laugh at this, but we're having a laugh with these Mazdas because they are the only cars on track. This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need, and we're getting ready for the 42 of the Glen.
Here we go for the 42 of the Glen. The green flag will start, and that will start the countdown. Murphy Nichols is going to lead us off, and the pace car's in, and we go racing, and Nichols is going to lead us off with Andrew Mick in right behind him. Teammates of Bombshell all just racing on. Wayne Hutchinson is going to lead them side by side with Weddle into the 90. He'll get the inside over Weddle, and indeed he does. Does that open up anything for anybody else? Nick Kuhn is going to go. They are 2 wide going up the S's. This does make me worry because I know what happens with 2 wides going up the S's. But this is a very pedestrian 2 wide as it is with the Mazdas. And they're still 2 wide, 2 wide. They're 2 abreast. You've got Weddle and Hutchinson side by side with Kuhn and Erasmus. It does feel like we're at Daytona right now, or New Hampshire, or wherever the nearest oval track is right now, because it feels like pack racing.
I feel very uneasy that the Mazda is doing 199. Okay, they just did 200 kilometers an hour on this back straight. I feel very, I don't know, nauseous that the fact that these Mazdas are now doing 200 kilometers an hour. Well, and you can just see how much they're stepping out as well. Sorry, just to cut across. You can also just see how much they're stepping out. There's battles for the lead, by the way. They're just having their scraps. But I just want to continue on this. Look how much is stepping out.
They're really throwing it in, and it's different because you can really break late in these things, and it's really fun to just see how these cars drive. Well, shout out to Bombshell Motorsport, which is fantastic livery that they've been showing off. Well, I just want to point out as well, one of the things happening is the pros in the Mazdas have gotten away. That is Harper, Lang, Bennett, Vavosky, and you've got the three of them all just battling a little group here. They've had a similar start to what the sportsmen have had for the Mazdas. Harper and Lang going side by side, and down the outer loop they go, and it's still almost side by side, but Harper just gets ahead. Lang just needs a good result here today, but if you're wondering, we're at coming up to 2 minutes, and yes, it's a 42-lap race, but we're also doing the minute timings. 6 minutes is the next time you want. 6 minutes 15. That's when the TCR Sportsmen come out to play.
Or 6 minutes 15 is 3 minutes or 1:53:45 on the clock that we have. That is when the next set of Mazdas will be released. It is Mazda Pro, which will hold Sam to Harper, John Lang, Brian Bennett, and Trevor Varvosky.
They're already out, Rob.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the TCR Pros in 6 minutes 15.
Oh.
The Mazda's already out.
I was thinking to myself, that did sound very odd that the fact that the Mazdas are being held for 6 minutes.
Well, John Lang's in there today, and you could kind of see like the way he's dominated the series. Basically everyone gets a 45-second head start in the Masters. I think Lang needs to be like another minute. That's how quick he is around here, but he is just holding back at the moment. He sees Lang and Harper he's battling with Harper, and he's finally just got a nice little run on Sam. He's going to come in. He's just going to cut off any
I would like to point out to you that we just had a massive accident. That is Ian Erasmus around.
Oh, wow. Erasmus and Hutchinson around. Have they just come together? Oh, yeah, it's a big one. It just looks like that that is Wayne just getting caught up there, isn't it? It's Wayne getting caught up by, I believe, Erasmus just not realizing where he was, and they both had to tow. That
is a massive accident, and that is, I think, Erasmus's race over. They do have the fast repair.
They have a fast repair.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to catch back up, I don't think.
but he can still fight for points. At the end of the day, he's still in his own little battle. We do have the overall standings, but we also have for each group, that's the pros and the sportsmen in each car, they are battling for their own championships. And you've got to feel that Erasmus, any points he can get, if he can help himself out up the Mazda Sportsman, will just help him. So he may come back out. Wayne Hutchinson's race may be over. They may just come out, though, just for the fun of it, because, come on, it's a Mazda with sequential gearing now. How can you not like sequential gearing?
I mean, it still feels so odd, okay?
It does.
I mean,
it does.
I mean, as far as I can tell, anyway.
So I was mentioning about this whole, it feels like Daytona or some sort of like plate racing draft fest for like NASCAR, and we are at Watkins Glen. Check out the pros in the Mazda, Bennett, Lang, and Harper. They have been trading positions all this lap, and the key goal for them is to just get slipstream, stay together, work with the group, and catch up. Remember, 45 seconds. They had 45 seconds between them and the other Mazdas. And when they crossed the line this time, it may come down to about 46 seconds. They went up to 47 when they first came out. What is the time now? It's 47. It's 48. There's a minute till the TCRs come out, and you can see the Mazda Sport.
That's 44 seconds. The gap. That's come down a lot.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the main gap. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. 44. It has come down a lot. We're less than a minute until the TCRs. Mazdas are on lap 3. That just gives you an idea. TCRs have got to find 4 laps as Murphy Nichols is getting back his lead on Andrew Mick, and they're side by side. The Bombshell Motorsports are side by side while we're watching this great with the pros going 3 wide. Let's just keep our eyes on this as they're 3 wide down the straight. No chicane here. Who's going to give up first? I believe that is Bennett, followed by Lang, and then Harper. Lang may get the slingshot here.
Bennett's last. What? Bennett's last in the queue.
Yeah, Bennett's last in the queue, but they went 3 wide. The Audi TCRs are out. Here comes the sportsman for the TCRs. Who do we have for them? And it's a couple drivers. It is Robert Gambo and Jeremy Morrison. And that means that we then have now another minute until the rest of the TCRs come out.
I thought that was a Dunkin' Donuts livery, I'm going to be honest, on Jeremy Morrison, but they are now out. I am very, very sure they're going to be putting big old gap. They're going to be putting as much of, or pulling as much of a gap back as possible over this next few minutes, while they don't have to contend with anybody else. And just because they're already 20 kilometers, up on the Mazdas. Just down this straight here, on the back straight anyway, coming up towards the right-hander. So it is going to be interesting to see how they handle the corners. What were the lap times actually between the TCRs and the Mazdas?
So in practice, we're doing 2.9s, 2.10s, 2.11s, and the TCRs were doing 1:59, so 10 seconds. And then, you're looking at 10 seconds, and as we were saying, that the other TCRs do indeed come out now. For the Radicals, they're looking at 41s, 42s, 43s. So 10-second intervals between between all classes, which does say a lot. But yeah, here comes the main group of TCRs now. Stevens, Wolf, Whitworth, Crum, Polsek. They are all out to play, and that will be. It's a small TCR field. It is a bit of a shame, but unfortunately,
it's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger than it was in the last race.
Yeah, it was a lot bigger than it was last race. I just love the TCR. There's just something about it. There's just something really nice about it, and it's also great to see a full send. Is that a full send? It's a Frozen Speed full send card there from Polsek, sorry.
Do you know what's even worse right now? Because they've come out and there's lap traffic. Or there's not lap traffic, but there's traffic right ahead of them.
It's not lap traffic for 4 laps. But yeah, not lap traffic for 4 laps. I know what you mean, though. So we just a Polsek. I think that was a blink there, wasn't it? Yeah, just a bit of a blink from Polsek. And he will
What's
get,
even
he
worse
will be the
is,
first one.
sorry, just to say that Ian Erasmus has indeed parked the car. He's retired.
Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame. And yeah, sorry, just watching Polisek, he's constantly just having a few internet issues, and they've got past the first two. Krum and Polisek have got past the first Mazda, but now there is that gaggle. That is Bennett, Lang, Harper.
A slide from Kurt Krum coming. Oh, another one there, almost from the first of the three Amigos. He was very sideways in that TCR number 7, having to sort of keep it course corrected. And coming on to lap 5 now, and these cars, what's even worse for them is that they are starting 3 laps down comparative to the 2 laps down that the other 2 TCRs are. So they're having to sort of make up even more distance. But when do the
radicals come out? Well, we're currently 9 minutes 45 into the race, and in 19 minutes of the race we have the Radical Sports, and then 20 we have the Pros. So we're looking at 9 minutes until we see any more action from the pit lane. So that will promise to be interesting. Did you see though? We know the speed difference between the TCRs and the Mazdas aren't that much. But Polisek pulled ahead of all 3 Mazdas on that start-finish straight. I was a little bit surprised at that, if I'm brutally honest. I didn't think he'd be able to do it like that, but it was pretty quick.
The TCRs have a lot more top end in terms of the gearbox. Like the Mazda will start slowing its acceleration by about 140. Even with a new sequential, they'll start slowing down in terms of how quickly it picks up speed. The TCRs have a lot more of a grunt in the actual engine itself, so they'll be able to keep going up to about 200, 210. So there will be about 10-20 kilometers an hour difference between the Mazdas and the TCRs, and with the long straights, that is exacerbated because they'll have pulled out essentially about half a second to a second per straight. So they'll be able to easily clear them on these long straights on the Glen, and especially coming up through the hill, they'll be able to pass them easily enough.
Well, you say that. I did see that Krum did have to hold up going up the S's because of Mazda, the 3 Mazdas that they were getting by. So I am surprised at that, but he is still in a good position. Polisek was a minute 10 behind the next TCR when he crossed the line last time. He crossed the line this time. I'm expecting a minute 8. What a prediction. It's a minute 8. I did not say that as it came in. Honest. I was predicting a minute 8, and he did a 1:59.389. First time under 2 minutes in the race. And he does have... Well, I say he had a bit more speed. In practice, he did a 1:58.377. In qualifying, he did a 1:58.363. He's got clear air for 2 laps. I think he might get into the 58s again.
Well, it's also as well as which he'll have less fuel. As the laps go on, he'll have less fuel. He'll be able to go faster in the corners. He'll have less weight to contend with. And in these cars, because it's front-wheel drive and the tank is at the back, it's actually a lot nicer to have... Well, actually, no, not for the TCRs. Excuse me. It's the opposite that's true. They actually like a little bit of weight in the back, I think, to weigh the back down, because everything is at the front in the TCRs. I mean, in the Mazdas, it doesn't even matter what you put in. I mean,
you just throw it in. You just throw it in these Mazdas.
You just yeet with the Mazdas, but
forget the Formula Vs. This is where the fun is. I know that's a controversial opinion.
What?
Give me a Mazda any day. Like, if you ask me, would you take a Formula V or a Mazda around the Nordschleife? I'd say not right now. It's currently on the water, but I would then say, okay, how about I take a Mazda? Because just look how great these 4 at the moment are. And these guys aren't even the top drivers. It's Jack Weddle, Nick Kuhn, Robert Covey, and Jason Lottridge just hanging at the end. Who's got a great run on Weddle coming down the start-finish line. The missed apex car has the outside line, so it looks like Weddle may have to just yield. They're going to try and go side by side into the 90. Not worked out. Weddle's gone very wide. And with that, he's allowed Robert Covey to get ahead. And Covey will use that slipstream. Weddle's on that dirty side of the track, and it's very wide. And he's going to lose a position. And it wouldn't be surprising if he loses another position. That is the power of this pack racing in the Mazdas. One mistake, and you are shuffled to the back. And after all that, hang on, but Nick took the lead of this group when I first started talking. He doesn't anymore. There's Robert Covey. And you know what? Weddle's trying to make it 3 wide. And I think Covey's just realised that it just pulled himself in a little bit. Yeah. Early braking there for Weddle. And he's in the 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning, Rob. We'll see the Radicals very shortly.
Radicals are getting ready to get going. The time is only just 15 minutes gone. They'll have 4 minutes left until the Radicals are there, and we're just looking at the group now involving the top 4, and that is car number 19. They're sort of mixing it in the middle. Correction, not the top 4, but the sort of 3rd to 6th at the moment, sort of battling for another spot, as they were the cars of Nichols and Mick, car 5 and car 21, just sort of skipped ahead a little bit and are now sort of chasing down a slice of first place pie. We'll get to see. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top of the Mazdas, because over the last, I think, 2 races, it's been a Mazda?
It's been a Mazda every race this season. I'm trying to think. From what I remember, it's been a Mazda every race. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this time. And one thing that I don't think people factored into, we knew there would be, wide open tracks, so the traffic would be affected. I don't think people expected to see so many 2 wides and side-by-side respectable racing from these Mazda drivers, and it's so fun to look at. But when we look at these groups, there's still battles going everywhere. A little bit of a slide from Nick. Oh, I thought Weddle was going to go into the back of him there for a moment. I was a little bit worried. Everything's okay. Everybody breathe. I think Lottridge realised that and also checked up a little bit for that. He loses a bit of time. These guys are just going to be battling hard. Another thing, while that's going on, you're not missing anything else, really, when it comes to racing. The TCRs, Kurt Krum, Joshua Wolf, and Brandon Whitworth all in a little group themselves. But we are 3 minutes away from the Mazdas. The Mazdas? The Radicals. Now I'm saying it, and Murphy Nichols just lost the lead that last lap.
And as we see, the TCRs are coming by. They are trying to get fast. Oh, and that is the full send. TCR of Gamble of Polisek trying to come by as neatly as he can. I mean, unfortunately, it is going to be like this for quite a while, where the TCRs are going to have a really hard time trying to get by, because...
No, Weddle's on the grass. He's in the grass and he get hit. And the TCRs are coming, and the TCRs have made contact with Lottridge. And Lottridge trades some paint there with Weddle having to go around. He went very wide, giving the room to Covey there. And unfortunately, it did cost him. He just caught the grass, lost the back of it. And of course, that just caused a little bit of chaos there with the TCRs coming by. Nick Kuhn went by. Jason Lottridge had to trade a little bit of paint with these TCRs. They're used to it, really. They're TCRs. Some of these cars have got through. Covey and Kuhn are still together. Wolf and Krum are also together. Whitworth and Stevens were together. Could be a bit of bookmarking here. Stevens can't get by. These Mazdas are going to have to take wide lines coming into the 3rd of the Amigos. And in fact, look at this. Stevens had to go around the outside. I've not seen a TCR go around the outside of the final Amigo. He's going off-road! He's going off-road to make the overtake! That's a very interesting line to make the move. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Absolute chaos there. Just having a little bit of a, I should be fine. We'll call it a Joker lap. It's fine. 1 minute until the Radicals come to play. The 2 Bombshell Motorsport drivers in the Mazda side by side, and Kurt Krum just goes, I'll just take the middle. I'll just go right in between the 2 of you. Joshua Wolf having to make a decision. He's gone wide at the loop. Gone wide trying to make a decision on where to go. Now, these Bombshell Motorsport, they are teammates, but they are racing. So that there's no, people can say, hang on, are they just blocking on purpose? No, they're not blocking. They're not blocking. They're trying to find the best way they can, racing side by side. 20 seconds until the Radicals come out to play.
Oh no. Oh no.
No! Oh, please don't, John. I saw John almost taking it 3 wide in that little group of Mazdas. But that's okay. And here come the Radicals, Rob. Here they come. Sean Brown, Joseph Homan, Dale Green. Anybody else joining them out there at the moment? No, just the 3 of them. 3 Radicals come out to play, and they're actually in quite an open spot right now. No traffic. Oh, no! Sean Brown just crashed!
No!
Sean Brown's crashed! It's going up the S's! The car just absolutely went! I've had no words!
What the hell?
Car just absolutely said no!
Oh.
And that is just hard to see. Credit to Brown, though. He's going to try and keep going around the track. He's losing a lot of time. But he's going to go around the track. The rest of the Radicals, the last 3 of the Radicals, Banfield, Mick, Barber, about to come out. Here they come. Banfield, Mick, and Barber will all race out here. Now, they've not seen what's happened to Brown, to Sean. Will any of them realise they have to take it easy? Cold tires will be a problem up this hill. I think they've all taken it easy. I think they've all just, they're all fine. They're all fine. Radicals are out. They went down a lap, the pros. They have to unlap themselves. And I just want to watch Ross Banfield. Here's some Mazdas. 3 Mazdas. Bye-bye, Mazdas. 254 kilometers versus 197. Wow.
Yay. Is the word I'm going to be using. And do you want to see some Thanos music? It's going to be bye-bye for the timing ticker, because we can now just go back to laps. 9 laps gone, 42 remain. Or correction, 33 remain. We're currently on lap 10, moving on into 11. So, with exactly 25 racers started, 24 still running. Joseph Homan, Dale Green are in the amateurs, or for the Radicals, and it'll be interesting to see how they can battle up against the likes of Sean Brown and, sorry, correction, not Sean Brown, but Banfield and Eric Mich, as they are about 50 seconds back.
I just want to see Mick when he crosses the line right now, as with Banfield. I think the gap between them and 56 seconds is the gap between Banfield and Homan. So that just gives you an idea. You can just see these Radicals right now just going past this TCR. S's. The S's are probably the toughest part of the track to make an overtake, because you have to have that. It's almost like a sixth sense to know where you're going, to know what the other car's doing. So you just have to wait a little bit and just hope that everyone knows and catch your bearings. So many drivers getting caught out trying to make a move and just clipping the inside curve at the end of the S's and just sending them by. So we watched that. Also, by the way, isn't it absolutely crazy how the 2 bombshell motorsport drivers just drove off 12 seconds ahead of the rest of the sportsmen? You've got Covey, Kuhn, and Lottridge all battling still. So you've got a group of 2 for the lead, a group of 3 for onward for the 3rd down to 5th, and then really what? Then you got another group between Lang and Bennett. So it's all happening in the Mazdas.
I'm surprised they actually are so far ahead as they are, because they're battling each other, but it seems that they're just sort of really, pushing quite a bit harder.
It does feel like that as well, especially with the slipstream, and you're looking at it like every time I look at this, Mick takes the lead, and then they go into the 90 and then up the S's, and Nichols goes and takes the lead, and it really does feel like let's just work together. I always use the Grand Tour cycling analogy, it really does feel like you're a breakaway pack working together. And you've got the likes of Covey, Kuhn, and Lottridge as the peloton trying to catch up to them. But when you've got the Bombshell Motorsport drivers doing 210s and 211s, and you're the rest of these guys doing 212s, it is very tough. Look, a 210 flat. That's a 210.029 by Nichols, and then into the 90, Mick retakes the lead. They'll go up the S's. Murphy will retake the lead.
I mean, I'm just listening to the Mazdas now. You can just hear them sort of in the background, just going, "I'm coming, me. I'm still coming, me." Oh, there I am.
There you go. You could just hear it. Come on, you could just make that gear. And there they go, side by side, and that will be Nichols' position again. And that's literally how they've been racing. And it's the same around for the others. You know, like I said, with Covey, Kuhn, and Lottridge as well. Then you've got the Harper, Lang, and Bennett in the pros. They're making their way up. Vavosky and Weddle still a little bit back after that issue earlier on. Hutchinson really back now in the middle of nowhere, almost in danger of getting lapped. He has had to take a pit stop, so that would explain it. I think that paint scraping might have caused some issues for him, so we'll wait and see. It's not the only race, though, because we do have not a lot happening in the Radicals at the moment, but we do have battles even in the TCRs. So let's just give you an idea of what times we're looking at here, because Ross Banfield just set the fastest lap last lap with a 1:41.886 in the Radicals. And like I said, some of the TCR guys are dipping into the 2 minutes of 1:59, 1:59.8 there. Polasek, what has he been doing? He did a 1:58, or is that practice? I'm looking at his practice times. He hasn't dipped into the 58s yet. He did a 59.026. That just gives you an idea of like their times compared to the others. But these Radicals, just look at them. Just there you go. It really does feel like you're looking at you devolve IMSA or devolve WEC racing, and you get this. And Nick Kuhn has come into the pits very early. Very early. Is he trying to get his pit stop out of the way now? Our sources say he is getting his pit stop out of the way now on lap 13 of 42. He's got to let a lot of drivers get by him. That's the only issue. But judging by what I'm seeing, it does feel like, yeah, he's... Well, I don't know. I think he would have filled up by now. No, there we go. That just shows how many times I race a Mazda. So Nick Kuhn in the pit and out of the pits. These Radicals, just fantastic. Banfield, Mick, just having these battles. I love how Bombshell's got the same design on the Radicals. Look how adorable that design is. I love it. It's just fantastic. Colours
you just like all the designs.
Look how cool it is. Look, as a man who makes really basic and boring paints, you know, I just have to like applaud these like ingenious designs.
So, the TCRs are all now only 2 laps down compared to the leaders of the Mazdas. The Radicals have all gained a lap back. This is Gavin Barber. He's 16 seconds drift of the 2 ahead of him. I think he got caught in a lot of traffic. I think that was the reason why he's so far back. We all know what happened to Mr. Sean Brown. A mistake coming up the S's on his out lap really cost him dearly. Lap 13 of 42. They are currently on lap 14. and at the current pace of them lapping, we are going to probably see. I really do think the Radicals have a show this time around.
I think they do. I was just looking, especially when you've got these Mazdas having battled. Robert Covey just held his position at the 90, going around the outside of Jason Lottridge. I thought that was pretty cool to see. Just going around the outside as we see these guys still battling. Sorry, have I lost? No, I have not.
No,
That's
you have.
interesting.
Yeah, you are not lost. You're here.
I'm still here. Sorry, I'm just having. Yeah, you have to excuse me for a moment. My internet's just gone absolutely berserk. Okay, apologies. I am back. I have no idea what happened there. I just have a very blip on my internet there. Couldn't see anything. Everything just went a bit bizarre for me, so I couldn't see what was going on track. But I am with us now. And with these lovely Mazdas, these two Mazdas, they're constantly driving at the moment. Just going around, just holding on, doing what they have to do, which is just the bare minimum. You know, these guys just, this tandem is working so well. I don't think anyone, even in the pro Mazdas, have touched the lap times that these two are doing. So these are the only hopes for the Mazdas this time. Like Rob says, it does feel like the Radicals have a good shot. We're at lap 14, well, about to start lap 15 of 42. You can just see Robert Gamble right behind. He'll get past one. Will he get past two? He will not get, he won't even get past one. And he respects the position as now he starts to unlap them. Gamble comes up, and this does play a little bit of an issue, though, for Mickey and Nichols, because you can see they're trying to stay together. And Gamble's got to play this right going up the S's. Like I said, very treacherous, even with these cars, when it's not breakneck speeds. And he does make it, but strange things have happened going up those S's. Take it from me. And as we just see Robert Gamble struggle to get past the two Mazdas, here comes Gavin Barber to just go yeet right past them full speed. Like I said, they're doing 280, I think I said, compared to like barely 200 for the Mazdas. So I'm talking kilometers.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing a lot more speed than, you know, what the Mazdas can muster. Even though they've had the sequential update, it's like, you know.
Great update. Great update.
Yeah, I mean, it's made them a lot faster, though. So
it would have been nice, though, if they could have allowed to have the option. Like you still can, but like, if you... Oh, my word. Hang on, there's just three wide in the Mazda between Harper Lang and Bennett. And it was almost a little bit of barging. And I thought for a moment Lang may have just caused a free car calamity there, as Holmgren goes right by them, three wide. I've just seen so many free wides today. It's absolutely insane, and I just don't know where they're going. More touching from Bennett and Lang, and all of a sudden Vavoski's just looking in the back like, hey, can I join? Because I gotta be honest, they're matching the pace of the leaders. They are catching the rest, but if they keep battling like this, are these guys, do they have a chance of winning this race? And I'd say no at the moment. Just wait and see. And do you see Harper there? Harper got a little bit caught out there from
he did. Yeah, I just saw the slip as well. That he's coming out of that corner. The RGS system, I am guesstimating, if we were right now to keep the current pace, it would not be it would be a TCR overtaking the Mazdas, but then the Mazdas would then be overtaken by the Radicals, and then the Radicals would overtake the what's it called?
The TCRs.
At the current pace.
That's interesting. So Robert Gamble, as he continues to make, he's only a lap down now, and To be fair, it only felt like it didn't feel like 30 minutes ago or 27 minutes ago that we were talking about these TCRs coming out. But Gamble's put up a really good times here. He's 14 seconds ahead of Morrison, the other sportsman driver. So he's really done well in his pace here, really just keeping the car on. Like I said, he's the first car to just go a lap down for these TCRs, and it's taken him this long. So I can see it. I can see what you're saying. It's taken him 14 laps to do it. Another 14 laps would take him to 28, and another 14 laps would take him to 42. Remember, the Predators, the handicaps are not just some random numbers plucked out of obscurity. Yeah, it's like a rabbit out of a hat. No, this is designed so the top 3 drivers should cross the line at the same time. And at this rate, like Rob's saying, the TCR will do that. As Gamble just went 2 minutes 4:40, which for a TCR driver and the sportsman, that is a really good time. So, while we just keep watching this, thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for watching Raidillon TV. Hope you like what you see. We're enjoying this fantastic Mazda action. The final race of the season for the Predators will be, well, it will be a little bit of a while. We are talking for the VIR 41, August 29th, which of course will be live on Raidillon TV. And hopefully the championship may not be wrapped up by then, but we'll wait and see. As I just see a Mazda driver going in. Is that Harper? Harper's dipped into the pits. So has John Lang. Some late moves by them. And I think it's just a bit of teamwork going on right now.
As the Mazdas come in, we get to see what the rest of the field is doing. Especially I am looking to the TCRs. Let's see where they are.
When he does take tyres. I always find that interesting. When this first happened, we're like, why are the Mazdas taking tyres? Well, you can take, I think you can change, is it 1 tyre or 2 tyres? And you can change that while doing a fuel stop, and it does not change the speed or the time in the pit. So some of these Mazda drivers do take that just to help them out a little bit of grip. So they do that and they hold on. So you can see in the timing towers as well, not a lot going on in terms of other battles. We do have this with the TCR starts, Joshua Wolf and Brandon Whitworth. The 2 guys just holding back. They're near the back of the TCR field. Remember, they were in the pros and they have been working their way pretty well, actually. They've been working their way to the front, but traffic and battling just holding them up a bit. But sooner or later, they're just going to have to see if they can bring this massive box together and do some slipstreaming like the Mazdas are doing. As they come in. Now, I don't know why we christened these the 3 Amigos, but regardless, Amigo 1, Amigo 2, Amigo 3, or Uno, Dos, and Tres. Just something to just freshen it up, because, like I said, they're the 3 corners that do not have names, and I'm not, as you can tell, because I'm British and I'm used to tracks that don't have corner numbers, they're corner names. I just like the simplicity of having a corner name. So naming them like that does help a lot, because you'll get into a race with somebody and it's like, yeah, it's that uphill left-hander. I don't know what it is, and you just don't know. But for us, if I just said to Rob, oh, it's Amigo 1, we could just go straight there and we know exactly what we're talking about. So it's so handy. So handy. What's not so handy are these 2 Mazdas battling. Oh, God, Covey and Lottridge has come together. As I was just saying that, Covey trying to avoid hitting the wall. We got Whitworth and Wolf right behind them, waiting to get by. And Covey and Lottridge come together down the outer loop. And I don't know how Covey didn't hit the wall there. I've got to be brutally honest. just every time I just watch. Yeah, I like what Slevin's saying. Blanchimont is one of those things. You know the corner. You know you know where it is. You know, if I said to an Aussie the Chase, they'd know exactly what I'm talking about. If I said to an Englishman Maggotts and Beckett's, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll go one step further. If I said to somebody in the east of America, Canada corner, I'd hope they know what I'm on about. So you name a corner and it just has a better ring to it. Unlike these cars that are just the engine rings. You like that little segue? Ha ha!
Come on.
Watching these two Mazdas going around, and it is the I think that's Weddle in. Was Weddle, wasn't it? Yeah. Completely lost it. Oh, it was Weddle. Yeah, sorry. Watching the two go around a moment. Just keeping eyes. You can see the timing tower. Just keeping eye. If you have just joined us, blue are the Mazdas, green are the TCRs, and red are the Radicals. In terms of laps, you can see Gamble is now just lap. Gamble is joined by Morrison's, the only two TCRs, 1 lap down. All the Radicals are still 6 laps down, but that will change shortly as Dale Green and Joseph Homan are just battling. Homan, the Green, sorry, not having a good lap last, like a 1:44.608. Homan now battling with him with a 1:42.4. Some pretty fast laps. We got the other Radical drivers doing 43s and 42s, so it will be very soon. Banfield, the gap between Banfield and Homan is 23 seconds. Wow, that is some speed. I gotta be honest, that is some speed up there. So expect some moves by them as well. And of course, you've got Banfield and Mick also having their own little battles that they just get by a couple more Mazdas. So that is the big fight, because those two Radicals, the Green and Homan, the 250 and the 990, the 999, they'll be the first ones to meet the Mazdas at the start-finish line. And if we've still got Murphy and Andrew battling in the Mazdas at that stage, we'll have 2 Mazdas battling for the lead with 2 Radicals. And for a split second, we'll have a 4-car battle for the lead. Won't that be fun?
I'm not sure if that's...
A 4-car battle for the lead for a split second. How cool's that?
Yeah, but it sounds a bit dangerous, doesn't it?
Well, it depends where they are. Yeah, if you told me they were 4 abreast going into the hill, and oh wow, Banfield having to weave through 2 Mazdas there as one goes for the pits and one doesn't, and that might allow Mick to make a move, but he does not. No, if you said to me, hey, they're 4 wide going into the hill, I'd be like, oh my god, I've got flashbacks all over again. If you told me they were 4 wide going down the back straight, yeah, no, it's fine. Make that lap, by the way, going purple. 1:41.320. While the rest of the guys are just currently, I guess the word is vibing. Is that what the kids say nowadays? They're vibing out there. I don't speak kid language. Do you? Do you speak with the kids? I don't know. Maybe a kid will come and tell me exactly what the right word is. Is it vibing? I don't know. I feel like a boomer. I really feel like a boomer. So, prediction time going on. I have a prediction from the from chat as well. Just curious who you think's going to win this. I'm not really. You can name some names, and I'm also curious. Do you think we're going to see the Mazda's grip on this series so far finally loosen, and we finally see somebody not in a Mazda win this race today? around the field, and you can just see pretty. It's pretty quiet at the moment. It is a lot of pack racing while we wait. Really, I think we came to the conclusion the final 10 minutes or the final 5 minutes is one of the big talking points of the race, because then we get to shape up exactly who's going where. So we get to just, well, in this, I say it's a lull, but it is a bit of group racing, which we can keep our eyes on. We really got to talk about the motorsport, the real life motorsports that's happened today. First of all, if you're in the vicinity of the IMSA race, please stay safe from the lightning. I don't know if they're out of the lightning warning yet, but NASCAR, the Xfinity, is fine at the moment. But Formula One, let's talk about this sprint qualifying and the.
They just need to call it a sprint race at this point. Like, everybody knows what it is.
But they call it F1 sprint. But yet, in order to keep the the whole thing that a Grand Prix is just one race on a weekend, they called it sprint qualifying, and it had some interesting moments. But for a 30-minute race for F1 cars, it was a bit short, and it didn't really set the grid because, unfortunately, spoilers, George Russell got a free-place grid penalty.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Damn it.
Yep.
So he's not getting any points.
He will start. I can't remember. He loses 3 places. Every other driver that was investigated for unsafe rejoins were cleared. So the racing was good, but my issue is if the racing's good there, why can't the racing be good in the main event, in the Grand Prix? So that's my thing. I like sprint races when it comes to the feeder series, F2, F3. But it works because it's a spec series. You can't do a sprint race in F1. I like the idea of a sprint race. But 3 points for the winner. It just seems pointless. And again, because they want to keep the whole thing of a Grand Prix, it's just one race on the weekend, it's the big thing. No podium, no champagne, no anthems for the sprint race. What do? They found the cheapest reef possible, chucked Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas on a lorry with sponsorships all over it, and told them to just go in the lorry, wave to the crowd, and you'll be interviewed. Kind of like what you do before a race every Sunday. Do I like the idea? I like the idea of trying things. Do I feel it's the right thing?
No.
I just don't know if it's the right thing. Not for F1.
Nope.
I was talking to one of our friends, and one of the people we know, and it was pretty much agreed that when they trialed last year a 2-day race format, that was the best thing. That was a fantastic idea to try and make people just buck up their standards and make it just a little bit more, it's really serious, because then it's like, right, you get one practice session, you don't get 2 on a Friday, you just get your 1 on the Saturday morning. Here you go. Then you can do your qualifying after 1 practice, and it just really changes things, and it was very well done. And same Monza, sprint qualifying in Monza could be interesting, but it could also be quite a train, and it might just cause a boring, it's either going to be fantastic or it is going to be boring. But I will say, fantastic to see Fernando Alonso turn back the clock with that start today. Did you see that? You see that start of his today?
I mean, he was like a lightning bolt out of the gates,
It was fantastic. Really did. You really just felt like, back when I used to feel like I don't want Alonso to win, I want an Englishman to win. But it really did feel like it was back then, because what he did there was fantastic. And Adam brings out as well, NASCAR don't have a lot of practice and qualifying now. And a lot of that is due to the pandemic, which is true. But then you give them a random grid, which wouldn't work in Formula One, And basically, right, here you go. You can't test any setups, just go. Don't think it would work in Formula 1, but it's a fun format, I'll give you that. So we're on lap 23 of 42. We're coming up to the halfway mark. I say we're coming to the halfway mark. We're at the halfway mark and past it. Currently, as you can see, all the TCRs, all the TCRs full stop, are now 1 lap down. All the radicals are slowly making their way. They're going to be 5 laps down. Sean Brown, unfortunately, has retired the car. Gavin Barber is a lap down as well as he did a little bit behind everybody. But yeah, Sean Brown didn't see what happened to Sean there. Did he have another incident?
I think he did.
Did not see what happened. Yeah.
Given the fact.
Yeah. No, he just parked the car. He just parked the car. Yeah. Fortunately, he just parked the car, so... Gaps in the classes. Robert Gamble for the TCRs. I say the TCRs because we know what the Mazdas are, because they're at the top of the timing tower. Robert Gamble leads by 24 seconds to Jeremy Morrison and Michael Polasek, who started the race, a minute behind? It's now 38 seconds behind. Was it a minute? Just over a minute, wasn't it? A minute 15. Minute 15 is now 38 seconds. So in the space of 20 laps, half the race, he's basically cut the time that he was behind. So again, Robert predict with RGS that we're going to see everybody come in around the same time, finish at the same time. And while we're just saying that, Jason Lottridge just had a scary moment with netcode getting hit from Ross Banfield accidentally there. He just goes off at the second amigo, keeps it going, but Lottridge was in a nice little group on his own. He wasn't anywhere near anybody and does lose a bit of time because of that. Seeing these two TCRs have been battling all race, really, when you think about it. Joshua Wolf, Brandon Whitworth just continuing their little battles there. The D2D E-Racing of Whitworth and the I always forget this. It's the I will get this. A Talk Freak Racing. Sorry, Joshua Wolf. My mind just went blank and I'm looking at his car and I couldn't realise it, but Talk Freak Racing there for Joshua Wolf as they just battle on. Of course, these TCRs are fantastic to watch and fantastic to see drive around. One thing I found funny is because the TCRs and the GT4s have done the IMSA Pilot Series at Lime Rock this weekend, as they're doing IMSA at Lime Rock. Now, the TCRs and the GT4s, they did not race the cheeky little bump draft there from Whitworth, did not race the uphill chicane. And I got to be honest, I did find it a little bit funny because I thought, well, could you imagine a TCR trying to go up the uphill chicane? It may stall trying to go up the hill. That was a little joke, and I just thought to myself, yeah, they're slow. They're slow, but I don't think I could do 2 minutes around here in a TCR. So they are battling on. Like I said, they're on lap 23 of 42. Because they're a lap down.
Well, it says
slowly.
24 out of 42. But these guys are. These guys.
They're on 24. Yeah. And also Robert Gamble, by the way. Do you know he just needs... He's 20... I gotta get my bearings right here because there's quite a big gap. He's 27 seconds away from unlapping himself completely from the Mazdas. Gonna take him a couple laps. I think 3 laps, didn't we say? Yeah, 10-second difference. So yeah, it's gonna take him 3 laps to get by everybody, I think.
just doing the math now in my head. I think if current pace is as it is, it'd be Mick and Nichols having the best chances, I think, out of all of them to get to the end, and then having to battle with. Well, they can't really battle with they can battle with the TCR somewhat, but they can't battle with the radicals.
The radicals.
Radicals just go past them in an instant, like.
Could you imagine trying to battle a Mazda trying to battle a radical? It wouldn't go very well. I'll tell you that for sure. You know, when you think you've got these radicals, yeah, these radicals. I found a hybrid of a Mazda and a radical. These radicals, they're just hitting so much speed, and you've got to think about the downforce they've got, the ability to get on the throttle earlier, just the speed they can carry in the corners. These things are just fantastic. I always remember when I asked somebody, hey, I want to learn how to drive a prototype car in iRacing, they just said, radicals. Drive the radicals. Simple put. Drive a radical, and you'll be fine. And I didn't. And I kind of regret it, because they are very fun, from what I have seen. I think the Radicals, one of the most popular races on the sim, is when the Radicals go to the Nordschleife, or anything when you go to the Nordschleife is popular. But these guys, they do love racing around that track. It does feel like it's perfect for the Radicals, because these are almost like, well, they're just a level above road cars. They're almost like if you put a massive spoiler on a convertible and took the top off and put a big engine in. That's what it feels like with these. But Mick and Banfield battling away. Now pit stops. We haven't talked about pit stops, but well, we've seen the Mazdas do some of their pit stops. TCRs will not need to pit today. They run on some sort of imaginary fuel. Basically, they've got a massive tank, is the best way to put it. The Radicals will have to pit, though. And when do you pit is the key question, because everyone's getting caught in traffic.
The traffic, though, is all from the fact that the main group of Mazdas
Sorry, you were saying, as we just held our heart there for a moment.
There's still a lot of Mazdas grouped up together. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, sorry, that was a very peculiar situation. I think we both just stopped there, thinking, "Oh no, what's going on?" I honestly thought that would have been Banfield going for a little joker lap there, or going off there, but the sides. Nope, I can go through it. So breathe. Everything's still okay. No one's gone off yet, so we still wait. But it's like the Mazdas are still very spread out. When you think the top four in the Mazdas right now, as we can see, have not pitted yet, and two of them are the leaders. Which you'd think that when they come to pit, they'd pit together. Same with the Radicals. Really, there's not a lot of Radicals out there. There's 6 Radicals, but you've got to think that a couple of them racing together, that they will come in together. Just at home and almost going to the back of Jeremy Morrison there, but holding his own. Still got the Racing for John hashtag on the back of his car, which I think is fantastic. I think also his teammate, isn't it? His teammate Banfield also has that still on. Oof. Crikey, that was a bit of a late move. He had to move mate there for the Mazda. So it's Bombshell Motorsport 1, 2, and 3. That is Andrew Mick, Murphy Nichols, and Jason Lottridge. They continue on. We are on lap. Well, where are we now? We are on lap 27. And Robert Gamble is 3 seconds behind the Mazdas, which to me says we might get a TCR finally on the lead lap. When you think they had a 6 second head start, and in fact he will. The lead Mazdas will come into the pits And that puts Gamble, the first TCR, on the lead lap. It's taken him 27 laps out of 42. And it won't take him... That's actually a lap less than what it was meant to be. We were thinking 28 laps. He's done it a lap less than what we were predicting. And he's now got
Well, that's what you predicted.
Yeah, well, I've got my own RGS. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I just make things up, but it's still the Raidillon guesstimating service. Better than AWS. So, question from the booth. Aren't the Radicals road legal anyway? I thought they were. Do you know that, Rob? Are they road legal?
What are? The TCRs?
Radicals. No, the Radicals. Oh, the TCRs are.
I didn't know. I don't know if the Radicals are. I wouldn't think so.
No.
They can't go over a speed bump.
Yeah, but what can go over a speed bump nowadays?
TCR.
You know. Yeah, TCRs could, Mazdas could, but you know, some of these people now, their cars are just lowered to the ground and they don't have air riding on them. I don't get the whole idea of having to ride low. Yeah, TCRs could go over them. Mazdas can go over speed bumps. A lot of the cars on iRacing can go over the speed bumps, to be fair. Every time I see these, every time we've been doing this now for what, 3 races? This is our 4th race in the series. Every time I see a Radical go by a car around the corner, I just clench. I just worry it's going to be an accident because they're in complete control. But a Radical is not the type of car I would expect to see going around lapping people through corners. I really did feel like this feels like if you play a devolution card in a card game and you take WEC and use that card, it would come to this. You know, your Mazdas are your GTEs, your TCRs. Oh, it's IMSA, sorry. Your Mazdas are your GTDs, your TCRs are your GTLMs, and your LMP2s are the Radicals. That's the best way to describe it. Google info. Radical released the Rapture in 2019. Road legal. Interesting.
What? So not this Radical, but another. No. Like another Radical is.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Lockridge is now in P1.
Yeah, Lockridge in P1. Because of course Nichols and Mick not pitting, but just as we say that, here comes Nichols. Here comes Mick. The Bombshell guys are going to go for a photo op and go 3 wide. And why not? Why not? Bombshell Motorsport just going 3 wide there quickly and just holding back. But Brian Bennett still yet to pit as well as Lockridge, sorry. But yeah, finally, Mick and Nichols get back to where they are. And we do have battles. Actually, also one thing as well. Michael Polasek has got past Jeremy Morrison, so the Pro TCR is now starting to overtake the Sportsman TCR, but he is 28 seconds behind Robert Gamble. I mean, that sounds a lot, but like I said, when you realise that he had a minute and 15 disadvantage, that's some going, and we know the pedigree that these frozen speed racing / full stem racing drivers do have. Now, Rob, if you could race Watkins Glen for a whole day, not saying you should.
Oh God.
Would you race it with the bus stop or without the bus stop?
Without the bus stop.
Why?
Because I hate the bus stop.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it.
How come?
One of the worst additions to that track because it leads directly into the outer loop. And that's not fun because your car just it's like your car just drifts.
I see. I like the bus stop. The only thing I don't like about the bus stop is the curbs. They do want to throw off any low downforce or downforce car who's like really planted to the ground. But I actually like the idea of going inner loop to outer loop because I feel that if it goes that way, then you're keeping a lot of speed for that outer loop. Where if you just had a straight, you have to brake, you take a lot of speed off, and in some respects, if you don't have that bus stop there, the corner is slower. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But that's me. I think it's one of the things that does make it flow very well. It's certainly one of the things that I enjoy seeing. I don't think it works in multi-class. As it was seen, as we've seen, how many times did we do a ESS race around here? Is it 4 times, 3 times, and how many times did we see chaos? And we didn't even see it with the bus stop. That just goes to show. I think we did 1 broadcast at ESS with the bus stop, and it just goes to even that just went to say, yeah, no thanks. Yeah, a rescan Watkins, that would be interesting. A lot of tracks do need rescanning. It is where it goes, but some of these tracks have stood the test of time. Of course, this one stood the test of time. It's one of the original ones. Well, one of the older ones, as you can see, especially with the full pace laps. So, it does give you an idea of what we're looking at. I'm just keeping eyes out. Ross Banfield has now gone 2 laps down. So he's gained another lap back, but it is going to be touch and go if they make it, I think. But Murphy Nichols just doing a 2:09.555. That might be the fastest lap, full stop, in the Mazdas today. And you're going to tell me it isn't.
What?
And I'm wrong.
What? Yeah,
I thought Murphy Nichols had the fastest lap for the Mazdas this race, but no, it belongs to Sam Harper. Am I right? Just nod and say yes.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, lap 31 of 42. And we are still looking at this possibility. Well, we say the possibility of another Mazda victory. That's not a bad thing. These guys, these Bombshell Motorsport drivers, doing their best today to stay up ahead. But you can never be sure. Now I'm just looking at it. Every TCR is now on the lead lap. Every TCR is on the lead lap. Well, Daniel Stevens just got by everybody, and he's quite a bit back. Joshua Wolf and Brandon Whitworth are still battling, though. They've been at it, well, tooth and nail, despite doing 2 minutes, 2 minute 8, 2 minute 7. So, continuing to be quick and also try and battle. Polasek is now 27 seconds away from Gamble, but Whitworth and Wolf are battling, trying to stay together. And I think that's Whitworth just giving a little bit of a tap to Wolf to let him keep going as they get by finally.
Yeah, I do think that the likes of Ross Banfield will definitely be sweeping home. Like the TCRs are already on Like, they're already passing, as predicted, they're already passing the Mazdas, so...
It's amazing, isn't it? Just how quickly. I wouldn't have thought the TCRs would be starting to lap them this early, but then it is lap 32 of 42 laps, so you know there is still another 2-minute lap times, 10 minutes. There's still another 20 minutes to go in this race. I know that sounds crazy with 10 laps to go. Yeah, it's Ross Banfield. It's almost over. It's almost going to lap his teammate shortly. Not his teammate. Yeah, not his teammate, but another driver in Gavin Gababa as well. So he has been on some good pace today. Has Banfield? He might do it. He might do it, but he's still got a couple more laps to go. But he's only 13 seconds away from Gambo in the TCRs. So he'll do that. Then he's got to get by the rest of the Mazdas twice more. We'll wait and see. It's gonna be interesting to see. I'm curious who's gonna cross the line first, because it's been a very clean race. Sans 2 incidents. Update on the track temperature, by the way, 48 Celsius, 118 Fahrenheit. Humidity's high, though, 68% humidity. Would explain a bit of these slides we're seeing from the Mazdas. These tyres have gone pretty far. In fact, from the Mazdas, you don't really see it. I don't know, do you see tyres for 90 minutes on a Mazda? I'm not sure what you would do with those, but for the Radicals, they would be struggling right now. TCRs, those tyres in the TCR could go another hour, knowing the TCR tyres at the moment. So tyres are looking fine. It's just working out the fall off. The drivers just got to be careful when it comes to the tyre fall off. But Lockridge is still trying to close that gap, but he is losing time. And when do you pit? Surely. With 9 laps to go, or 10 laps to go, you pick now, and Kuhn and Weddle also battling elsewhere. I do agree, not having the bus stop has given such a better time for the Radicals and the TTRs to catch up with everybody. It's I'm not a huge fan of the straight without the bus stop. Or like I was saying earlier, when it comes to multi-class, I think you've got to have it just for that wideness, just for the ability of the speed differences. It's the only place really you'd be able to open up the top speed of a car around here. So good call by the Major Series once again by having no bus stop just to help these cars go by. Plus also, don't think I'd like to see a Mazda try and take on the bus stop. I'm sure it's been done, but yeah, I don't really want to see that. Right, Banfield 6 seconds away from unlapping himself again. And that will put him 1 lap down with 11 laps to him left. But of course, it is 9 laps overall for the Mazda drivers. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tight. We know that. But Robert Gamble is already halfway through the Mazda field. There he goes past Jack Weddle in P5. Nick Kuhn is going to be P4. At the moment, Gamble is officially P5 in the race. And very shortly, he'll be P4. Rob, I know we said that, the TCRs were like going to overtake. Did we think they were going to overtake this early?
No, I didn't think so. It's like, what? Gamble will be...
Yeah, he's basically just gonna get it in. He's 23 seconds behind Nichols and Mick. They'll be trading positions like they have. So you're looking at 3 laps. That's a lot of time that TCR can make up, and just pull away. And it no longer becomes, you're keeping eyes on where the Mazda is. You then have to keep eyes on where this TCR is. So could be a change in strategy for the Radicals if Gamble gets up there as fast as he does. But these lap times, 2-minute 3.68, just fantastic lap times for Gamble. Keep eyes, of course, on Gamble as he slowly makes his way. Keep eyes on that man, of course, Ross Banfield, as he finally goes officially a lap down. He is a lap down, setting a purple time of 1:41.218. That's quite a lap time. I think that's like a tenth faster than what he has done all race. So fantastic by the man there with the racing for John Sticker. Just the 2 retirements today so far. Oh, apologies. The weather is playing havoc with me. Just 2 retirees so far. Sean Brown, of course, in the Radicals after having that incident out of the pit lane. And then Ian Erasmus, who unfortunately came together going down the front stretch on the middle stretch, and unfortunately taking himself out. So just 2 retirees at the moment.
Sean Brown and Erasmus, both of them unfortunately not making it to the end. Here is the car of Robert Gamble as he is closing in on Jason Lockridge.
I'll let you do the noise as it goes by. It's a nice slow noise. where the Radicals would just be, meow. It's more of her. Oh no, my microphone doesn't pick it up. That's a shame. Otherwise, I would have totally done that. But Gamble, it's interesting now that we talk about Gamble being the 1 lap, but he is now technically P3 overall, and he's got 11 seconds. So yeah, give it a lap or 2. New leader with, if it's in a lap or 2, it will be with 7 laps to go. Elsewhere, you're not missing anything on track. There is no serious battles going on the track at the moment. John Lyon did just overtake Sam Harper, and I believe, and that was just standard. They've been trading places throughout the race. Polasek is now 16 seconds away from Gamble, and he can see everybody as he almost gets hit the back there from Jack Weddle. But Polasek making his charge, and now he's on that lead lap. All he sees on the relative is white names, and he can just start to pull in to Gamble. With the gap 16 seconds to Gamble, and he's only pulling a second a lap. Not sure if Polasek's going to do it here.
I think Polasek will. I mean, he has closed that gap by a long way, but I think he just needed clean air more than anything else. I mean, he's gaining by about a second a lap, so... Oh, well, actually, no, hang on. I might just need to eat a bit of humble pie right now.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah, if it's a second a lap and he's 16 seconds behind, he's going to need to pull in those 58s, those 59s, 58s we were looking at earlier. He's going to have to pull in the fast laps. Doing 2-minute laps is not going to do it for Polasek in that lovely TCR car. So we'll wait and see. But Gamble has finally caught up. And there's 2 seconds between Gamble and the 2 Mazdas. And we've got to keep our eyes on this because this will be for the first time this season, I think, that a Mazda is not leading a race. So get your cameras ready. Remember to save the dates. Get your crayons and paper ready to take rubber markings or crayon markings on the wall to picture this. We're going to see a TCR lead the Predators, and finally the hunted have been hunted. That was really bad. I know that was absolutely bad. The pursuit cars are going to overtake the ambushers, and Robert Gamble takes the lead of the race just like that. Gamble is now 14 seconds ahead of Polasek, but he is designed to pull away from those Mazdas. It is so weird seeing a green name at the top of this list for the first time. Give you an idea of what we've been seeing this year, like this season so far. John Lang taking 2 wins out of the 3 so far. Trevor Vavosky taking a win himself. And apart from that, it's just been a mixture of drivers. We have had Radicals and TCRs in top 5, but nothing like this. Finally, we have a TCR leading the fray. We can't just stop there because now eyes are on Ross Banfield. And he is a few laps down. He does have to take a pit stop at some time. In theory. But he's got 10 minutes to take a pit stop. Unlap himself. And actually, he has finally, once he gets past Gamble, he will unlap himself from the entire field. And it's a case of 6 laps now as he crosses the line. 6 laps to basically get a pit stop in if he needs fuel and lap everybody again. Oh, by the way, Robert Gamble, he's about to lap a Mazda. It's going to go from bad to worse for Wayne Hutchinson after that unfortunate start to the race. And just like that, there you go. Ross Banfield is now on the same lap as the rest of the field. All the TCRs, all the Mazdas on the lead lap. And he's 20 seconds faster than the Mazdas. But at the same time, he's only 10 seconds faster than the TCRs. Actually, no, I got that wrong. It's 30 seconds. Yeah, Joe Homan, I did not see that. Joe Homan, unfortunately, did wreck. Did not see that. So, unfortunately, did not see what happened there to Joe. I'm just going to watch it myself. And oh, that's a correction. Yep, that's the car just not agreeing with coming down the outer loop. And a correction there for Joe did not work for him. It's all working for Ross Banfield at the moment. While Robert Gamble will take the start of lap 39. It's going to be close. Going to be close. 20 seconds is the gap really between TCRs and Radicals. And 30 seconds the gap between Radicals and Mazdas. Can Banfield do it? I think he will.
And I just got onto the camera of somebody going off, and that is Morrison. Oh, Morrison, I'm so sorry.
Just losing it. He had to. Oh, I see. Caught out by the braking of Joshua there. Just got caught out there. Unfortunate. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Polasek is now wanting to try and catch up here, but like I said, he needs to be faster than Gamble by 2 seconds a lap, and it's just not happening for him at the moment. So we might have to rule Polasek out of any chance of winning this race. But what a win this would be for Ross Banfield if he makes it. Like I said, he might still have to take a pit stop. Keeping our eyes still on these TCRs.
I'm just looking at it now. The poor Mazdas. They're not going to be even in the. I don't think they're going to be in the top 5.
Oh, don't say that.
And look who's coming. Ross Banfield.
Cue the Jaws music. I think that's all you have to say. He's already taken 2 Mazdas. In this lap, he will take 3 more Mazdas. And, you know, these Mazdas are just minding their own business, having little battles between themselves, and then out of nowhere, the loud read of a Radical engine.
of a Mazda engine, of course, yeah. Imagine if the Mazda engine actually sent, like, you know the boy racers?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the ones that slammed their Mazdas, the poor MX-5s.
Oh,
I'm not talking about Jimmy now, Jimmy Broadbent, who turned this into a race car, like proper job on it, and it looks mint as hell. I'm talking about like
no pun intended.
No pun intended. No punt intended. Well, I'm talking about like
the boy racers, are like cool.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
The ones that, you know, that will stance their car, quotation marks, and lower the car to the point that you need the wheels to tow out.
Yeah, to tow out, yeah. Like and more than like 3 degrees.
That just upsets me. I really hate it. I can't watch it. I can't bear to see a Mazda like that, and then you have the issue. I remember years and years and years ago going to college, and there was a lad that did have a car. I don't think it was a Mazda, but it was still like one of these like hatchbacks that was like lowered down. And because they knew some of the lads with their cars like to drive around, they put speed bumps just around the car park. And these kids were just, you know, going around, you know, thinking they were so cool with their loud music. And unfortunately, oh my God, 4 wide.
Well, almost 4 wide. Yeah,
almost 4
we
wide.
We had the cameras. Banfield is absolutely running to the stalls to try and get as far up as he can. Gamble is having a very calm race right now. He's almost 10 seconds ahead of Polasek.
Yeah, he's on the penultimate lap as well. On the penultimate, we'll be starting the penultimate lap.
This is the penultimate lap.
By the way, speaking of Murray Walker, have you seen the fantastic mural or like art design that somebody made at Silverstone this weekend?
I didn't. No. Please do share it to me.
I don't have it on me. I know the Broadbent posted it on his socials, somewhere on his socials, but I did see it. I think that's where I saw it. It was a fantastic little design, art design that somebody made at Silverstone in a tribute.
Oh my God! No way I can see it.
Yeah.
No way. That's such a good. Oh my God!
It is so good. So once again, Murray Walker. I'd say this one's for you, but I don't think I've got the energy. But this is going to be tight. Gamble is tight. Gamble is half. God damn it! Gamble is halfway through his penultimate lap. Now, where is Banfield? Why are we saying Banfield? Banfield's the only man right now that can beat him.
And Banfield is, he's just 39 seconds behind, yeah.
You were right, Rob. The Mazdas may not make the top 5 here.
They don't make it the top 6.
I know. It would take something from Eric Mick, though, to overtake every one of them, but we'll wait and see. Banfield get past the lead Mazdas of Mick and Nichols. Now he's going to get past a couple TCRs, and he does. Gamble is still not starting the final lap yet. Well, this is going to be precarious because it might be at the line. Gamble is through the first Amigo into Amigo Dos. He goes, I forget what these speeds are, and he can now see on the relative, 34 seconds behind him, is Ross Banfield. Comes around the final corner. Gamble is about to see the white flag. Barney waving his hand like crazy. White flag is now, and Gamble's going to get past some lap traffic. What is the times when they come around, when he comes around the corner, the back of that TCR slides, and Banfield is at the second Amigo, and he does not see that on the relative anymore. He does not see it. He will see the white flag. He's going to push this car to the raggedy edge. He will cross the line. I think the gap is too much. I think the gap is going to be 20 seconds. It is exactly 25 seconds. It's not going to be enough. Gamble is going to need to be held up by traffic if this is going to work for him. Be oh so close. Gap is now 20 seconds. It's closing. You cannot see it. You can see it slowly. In the timing tower, the gap is 19 seconds as Gamble now into the chute, and it continues to close. Polasek, by the way, is 6 seconds. So a mistake from Gamble now could even cost him the win, even if it's not a radical winning. Got to hold it on right now. Polasek just put in a 59.7 last lap. Well, what could have been 15 seconds now, the gap between Gamble and Banfield.
He's not going to get it.
Pushing. He's not going to get it. He is not going to get it. Into the hill goes Gamble. And he's just got to keep it calm now.
I feel so bad for Banfield though, because he pushed like an absolute maniac.
Fantastic driving from Banfield in 10 seconds now. 10 seconds. It's going to be oh so close. If it's going to be under 10 seconds, I wouldn't want it to be under 10 seconds because that just proves. And to be fair, Banfield hasn't put a foot wrong today. He's not had a lot of traffic to deal with. Robert Gamble, though, is going to record the first win this season. Not in a Mazda. Robert Gamble will win the race. Now does Banfield overtake Polasek to take P2? The gap between first and second is going to be 4 seconds. Wow. And Polasek will come home in P3 overall. And there's not a Mazda in the top 5. There's not a Mazda in the top 6. But what a drive from Banfield. Actually, where's Eric Mick as well? Is he going to get... Oh, he's quite a way down, actually. He's going to get into the top 10 for sure. Eric Mick, who's second in the Mazdas, in the Radicals, sorry. He will get a top 10. Will he make it a P9? I do not know. In the Mazdas, great little finish here between Murphy and Andrew. That's Nichols and Mick. 2 bombshell motorsport drivers coming to the final corner. Will be a drag. Nichols blinks. Where's Nichols? There he is at the Magic Act. He's doing the little reverse magician act here. Can't find it. Nichols will take the win in the Mazdas.
It's such a sad time for... Well, happy and sad at the same time for both Polasek and Banfield. Polasek really did push as hard as he could. Unfortunately, not to gain first place. But Banfield also really not having too much luck out there. He was 4 seconds off of Gamble at the end. I think Gamble just had the clean air first, and I think that is what really sealed the deal for the DCRs today to win. And really, I'm so surprised at how much the Mazdas were off. 55 seconds. And it's even worse for the pros. Pros are a minute and 28 seconds off.
To be fair, you've got, like we said though, they were battling. Like we thought it would help them, but when you're battling, especially at the start, you're too wide going up the S's. It did feel like none of them could get free of each other, and they were forced to play that game, that slipstream game, and it just didn't work for them. That's a huge difference. We didn't, like we said, we did not think that a TCR would get to the start, would get to the Mazdas on the lead laps so early, and I think Gamble's going to try and do some burnouts right now. I don't know if you can do it in a TCR, but he is going to give his best
You do slides. You can do slides. I know that much.
Yeah, he's going to do it in reverse. He's going to do it in reverse and he hits the wall. I think he's just going to trash the car right now. I think he's just happy enough to trash the car. Great drive from Robert Gamble. But yeah, these times are just really shocking. Really am surprised at some of these times. Some great driving by everybody, though. A really solid run from Gamble because, let's be honest, his worst lap was a 2:03. Only once did he do... Oh, no, a 2:04 as well. Only once did he do a 2:03, only once did he do a 2:04. He did a couple 2:02s, but everything was in the 2 minute and the 2-minute 01s. It was just brilliant pace work there from Gamble. Really knew how to drive the car. Just kept it calm, kept it steady. Didn't have to overdrive the car. He really did well.
And that is that for
that's it. But while we are talking about this, Ross Banfield is here, and Ross, 4.5 seconds. It was so close for you today. I mean, just talk us through those final laps because it did feel like at one stage you had a chance.
Yeah, I definitely felt like I did, especially towards the end. I think if I pushed a little harder, I would have made it, but I was kind of scared from the last race because I had to take tires. I actually got a meatball flag because the tires blew. So I was trying to save it this time, so the track was pretty hot. But it looks like I could have pushed a little harder, and that was pretty much the difference at the end.
Yeah, talk us through the hot track because some of us would have driven on a track that hot. I know myself for the 6,000 Watkins driving on a track about that hot, 51 Celsius. So talk us through like the differences because obviously with the Cuba it was hotter, but talk us through what you have to do when it comes to a track as that hot compared to if you were driving a Radical around a European circuit like a Nordschleife.
So the main thing is you just have to keep the wheel spin to a minimum. It hurts you a lot more. It's actually like multiplied. And from what I found, and that was my problem with Tsukuba, is that my setup was too loose. I was loose on entry and loose on exit, and I ended up killing the tires, and it compounds. So you really got to try and keep the tire temps under control, which can be really hard, especially on a tight circuit where you don't have any straights to cool it down.
Of course, because there was no bus stop today, you were okay. Just out of curiosity, are you in favor of the bus stop or not? Are you a bus stop fan or not?
When it's not this type of racing, I'm definitely a fan of it. It makes things a little more interesting. But when it comes to multi-class, I prefer not to have the bus stop just because the chaos that ensues.
Yeah, we did see a lot of weaving there. Also, because we did see a lot of two wides in the Mazda. How was the traffic? I mean, granted, there's almost 100 miles an hour difference. But how was the traffic?
So it was definitely a lot harder than actually. Tsukuba's easier because everything's going a lot slower, but everything's happening so fast, and you kind of have to try and think way ahead. So I was trying to picture where the car's exits would be and their apexes. You had to guess that they actually saw you, and sometimes they would try and get out of your way, which just threw your whole calculation off. So it was definitely pretty tricky. You kind of had to think what the other driver was going through to try and plan it out.
So, of course, that will help you. Well, that will help you as well, being that you managed to gain some ground on old John Lang as well. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer question because, you are from Virginia. It is the final race of the season with the championship still up. Will we see you at VIR by any chance?
Yeah, I'm in the running for the points I have to show. I mean, the final showdown. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, nothing too crazy happens, but we'll see how it goes.
Rob, have you got anything to add?
I don't know. I don't see. You got all my questions, but that was a great race to watch, Ross. I really liked it. Loved it, actually. But it was just so close. Like, so close. Just, ooh. We all know what that 4 seconds meant. It was eerily close.
Yeah, I saw it in the relative. I was like, do I have a chance? And then by the time I got my lap back, I was like, yeah, I got it. I think I have a chance. And then I saw the 20-second mark. I was like, ooh, it's either going to be on the dot or I'm just going to be short.
Yeah, we were thinking the exact same thing as well. So that is unfortunate for you. But P2 as well does help you. And of course, as much as it's not the overall championship, you still lead the Radical Pro Series. So that is still good for you. Do you have, before we let you go on your way this evening, do you have any shout outs before we say goodbye?
Yeah, as always, shout out to the Majors for running this, and also the UDocs guys. Fun running with them and just making these sets up and kind of coming up with fun strats. And also you guys for the broadcast. It's always fun to watch after the race.
Oh, thank you very much.
Don't forget the other two people. There is.
We're not going to forget the other two people. No, we will start first with P3, Michael Polisek, who I am really impressed with some of the speeds there. Oh, by the way, thank you, by the way, once again, Ross, for joining us. Michael starting off is there with a P3, but also so close. Almost we're losing out on P2 on the final corners, Michael, overcoming a minute 15 gap to almost win the race yourself. So that was some textbook driving today.
Yeah, this car and this tracker is some of my favorite on the service. Watkins Glen, always an incredible track to drive around in any car. The TCR, pretty much my favorite car on the entire service. So when you put both of them together, I'm pretty happy. Robert had a huge amount of pace, so unfortunately I wasn't really able to close him down even with a perfect race on my end. And unfortunately I just made several minor errors, like missing the carousel, getting held up in traffic when I should have gone for moves. And that overall, I think, cost me the 2 seconds to Ross. Well done on Ross, though, for saving the fuel required to be able to go the entire race distance without pitting, though. That's very impressive.
Yeah, no, it was very good. Also, just on the topic of Watkins Glen, because I always bring it up and I can never find it. There's something. I don't know what it is, because I'm with you. Watkins is a fantastic track. What is it for you that makes Watkins Glen that special? Because there's something and I can never figure it out.
Watkins Glen just has flow everywhere. Like, all the racing lines are really natural, and if you just let the car arc out to every single track out point in the track, you're going to be going really fast. And it's just so much fun to chuck the car in and keep it nice and perfectly balanced and get that perfect drive off where the car is not really understeering or oversteering, and you can just hit all your marks. It's just incredible. And especially like coming through the carousel and through the boot, there's no better set of corners in the world.
I knew it. I love the carousel. See, Rob? Other people like the carousel.
It's so fun.
Was unfortunate. Did you? I know you didn't think you had a chance of winning, but did you think you were going to lose out on a P2 there at the end, Michael?
It was going to be close. I didn't know what the radical speed delta was the entire race, so I wasn't exactly able to judge. But I think if I ran an absolutely perfect race with zero errors, then I probably would have been able to barely hold on to P2 by maybe like a tenth or so. But other than that, I don't know. I don't think I was going to be able to hold on to P2 regardless if I didn't run that perfect race.
So unfortunately, you didn't win, which is unfortunate. But you did get some crucial points for the TCR Pro. So what are we expecting to see from you when it comes to VIR in a few weeks?
Outright win, hopefully. Definitely a TCR Pro win, but an outright win would definitely be very nice.
Fantastic. Robert, you got anything else to add?
Are you ready for VIR next week?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to be starting testing this week, and then we'll see what happens.
Well, Michael, thank you very much. Before we let you go, just any shout-outs for yourself as well. I know you've probably got a few as well, and then we'll let you go.
Yes, first of all, I'd like to thank Full Send Racing. They developed a really, really good car for this race, as well as our sponsors, Frozen Speed and AIO Logs. Both of them are really, really great people. And thank you to everybody who watched the broadcast. This was a really, really fun race. And also thank you very much to the Major Series for putting this on. I always really enjoy running in these.
Yeah, it's great fun, and it's great seeing you out there, Michael. Once again, commiserations, but winning a P3 and also winning the TCR Pro is fantastic. So congratulations on that, Michael, and hopefully we will see you. But now we talk about the man who Michael said had the pace. It's Robert Gamble, who once he cut the lead earlier than we expected, there was no looking back. Robert, your pace was on point today, and congratulations for the win.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a little surprising, but my goal just going into this was to minimize mistakes and just run good laps and minimized my time passing other folks, and I was able to pull it off today. So pretty excited.
Yeah, no, you did very well. I think what helped you as well was getting out in clean air earlier on, early at the start of the race as well for you. If you did see traffic to you, it didn't look like you had much issues with traffic out there, did you? I can't recall any bad issues.
No, I didn't, and in fact, you were correct. I got out in clean air. The releases of the Pro TCRs and the Radicals just really worked out for me because they were half the lap behind me. So I was able. I mean, I pretty much ran the race by myself and just was able to pass cars and was able to just be patient and not push and wait for good opportunities to pass. And so that's what I kept doing. And I was watching Michael. He was every lap was cutting into that lead. So throughout the race, I'm calculating and going, all right, I'm still 30 seconds up. So we got this many laps left. So it was fun to watch that gap come down and wonder if I was going to be able to hold off.
So I must admit that was one I was looking forward to, and there was a stage where we thought, "Ooh, might be a close one at the line there." We did, but it didn't pan out there. I think 6 seconds was the final there. I know Michael brought it up as well with fuel. Were you struggling with fuel at the end there?
Oh no, the TCR can go. I still had multiple. I had like 6-7 laps of fuel left. So.
Oh, that's
not a struggle at all with fuel on this car, and tires lasted really good. So yeah, it's just kind of advantageous to not have to pit.
That does help. I don't know if you've got anything you can you've got to ask Rob as well.
Yeah, are you? I'll ask you the same question I had.
No, just just read what Michael said. This is a fun car, and this is a fun combo in this car. It's almost like cheating. It felt like, because it's just so much fun to drive and so easy to drive around here. So just had a blast. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and thank my teammates, Sector 5 teammates, Brian and Jimbo and Dale, who are Jimbo's on the sidelines right now. He was in the Discord cheering us on and giving us info. So just really appreciate those guys.
Well, Robert, we will let you go. Probably have a celebration drink or a nice relax, and hopefully we see VIR. I keep wanting to say VAR. This is not soccer. It's VIR. I said it again. You get the idea. Virginia International Raceway. We hope to see you then. All the best, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much. We'll see you at VIR.
Thank you very much, Rob.
I thought you were
just quickly before we finish off for the night, we might as well, Rob, just bring in the Mazdas. We might as well bring in a Mazda driver, because we've got Murphy Nichols here after having, I thought was actually, Murphy, a very fun race to watch between you and your teammate Andrew, just constantly trading positions. Was that intended? Because it felt like you'd come out the start line, traded position, you'd go up the S's, trade a position, and just do that rinse repeat for the whole race. Was that the plan for the two of you?
Yeah, that was actually the plan. The original plan was just to bump draft through there, but I told Andrew before we started that I was nervous bump drafting through the S's. So the new plan was, all right, as soon as we get out of the S's, I or him would run wide and the other person would go through, and the person that was going wide would lift a little bit, let the other person go through, and we would just trade positions like that. And sure enough, it worked, because every time I would look at the relative, and it kind of helped that the guys behind were fighting, but the gap would be like 1 second, then 2 seconds, and 3 seconds. So it was about, like, I don't know, around a second every lap, to the point where we had pulled away far enough to have pit stops work in our favor. And it all, we were doing it really well. We didn't have any issues with it. There were once or twice when we couldn't really get a pass there just because one of us wasn't close enough to the other. But we try to keep that flow going throughout the final race, and we both agreed that on the last lap we would kind of not fight hard, but like we would actually battle for position on the last lap.
And that was true as well, because traffic as well. I think I know a lot of the other drivers had it, but they were going too wide and seeing like radicals and other cars just trying to zoom on past. You didn't really have any issues with traffic today, did you?
No, I didn't have any. And if anything, like I kind of felt bad because I may have held a guy up here and there. So I apologize to those people that I did. But overall, I thought traffic was really fine. Especially, and I like this track especially just because of how big it is. Like it's easy for traffic to get through without any real issues. There's only one or two corners where it can be kind of nerve-wracking.
Now, one of the questions I need to ask, because you are a Mazda driver, bus stop or no bus stop?
I actually like the bus stop. I like it because I've learned how to handle it. I've learned how to take it. But at the same time, if we would have had the bus stop, we couldn't have really executed our plan of swapping positions how we did. So the fact that we didn't have bus stop helped in our favor. So in this scenario, with what we were racing and the kind of racing that it was, I'd say no bus stop. If it was really anything else, I'd say bus stop.
So do we think we'll be seeing similar strategies by you two at Virginia?
That's the goal. The goal is to hopefully finish as high as we can to the leader or to overall position. So we'll try and do something similar on the back straight because that's definitely big enough for us to do that.
Fantastic. Rob, I don't know if you've got anything to add, Rob.
You know, the thing I want to ask Murphy for yourself in particular is, was it just the getting going that held you up? And I think what caused you guys to have, such a long wake back, or was it just the battling between yourself and the other Mazda coming across the line? What was?
Is this first part?
Yeah, it was the first part. Do you think?
Is this for how we had that big of a gap that we did?
No, I'm more talking about at the end of the race where where it's we had thought that the Mazdas would have still kept up to pace at the start of the race. Now we thought at the end it would have been the Mazdas would have been at least been able to keep going, but being 55 seconds back from Robert Gamble at the end was quite surprising. So I just wanted to hear your take on that.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of surprising, and I made a joke to some of the guys I was with. I said the one time that I'm doing good in this series is the one time where Mazda was not the class to win the race. But I think the guys did the best they could, and obviously the smaller the grid, the harder it is to get data because there's not as many people putting in laps. But I mean, I thought it would have been a lot closer. I thought it would have been, but at the same time, if you would have given the TCRs another lap, then all of them would have been a lap down. And same with radicals, and nobody wants to see that because then nobody's going to want to run the class. But I thought overall it was fine. It bummed me out a little bit that I couldn't get the overall win, but at the same time, I understood with how hard this track was, especially because of how big the time differences were. I think that's the other big thing, because all the other tracks we've done, on the exception of maybe Silverstone, was that the tracks are relatively small, so the times are more close together. But with a track like this, because of how big it is and how much power you can get out of your car, you saw how big the time gaps were. I believe to Radical to MX5, it was almost 30 seconds per lap, so it's hard to do that. And then TCRs, it was close to 10. But overall, I thought it was all right. I understand how hard it is for the guys, and I just hope it's good for the last race of VIR.
Yeah, Murphy, we hope to see you at VAR, and of course your Bombshell Motorsport teammates, Andrew, of course. We wish you all the best with that. I can't wait for the finale. It's going to be fantastic. Once again, congratulations on winning the Mazdas, and we hope to see you at the final race.
Thank you, guys. I cannot wait either. I'll be there.
Thank you, Murphy. Well, Rob, I think that's all she wrote for the night. Yeah, I think that is, Craig. I think that's very right. I think I'll let you get on with it, Craig. Do you want to let them know?
Yes, you let them know. You let them know.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for sticking with us, even through my horrible Irish impersonation there. If you like what you've seen tonight, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification when we go live again. We're actually live on Wednesday night for the finale of the Racing Sim Rigs World Series, which promises to be very fun. It's all the titles are up for grabs. Underneath the video, as per usual, a link to our Discord community, and thank you to trackcams22.com providing us with the cameras. Their links are under this as well. I don't know about you, Rob, but I'm going to find a way to keep myself cold in 17 degrees in the middle of the night, but I will find my way. I don't know about you, but we'll find a way. But until then, I have been a very sweaty Craig King.
And I have been Robert O'Brien.
And this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Good evening.